No, I am not able to provide you with a timeline for when we will see a major economic collapse in the United States because how long it will take to see it is one thing that actually is within the government's control. What is outside of the government's control is that we will probably see economic disruptions unlike anything that we have seen in our lifetime. Now, is anything ever guaranteed in this world? No, but I place the likelihood somewhere in the 80 to 90 percentile. Some genius with an actual plan may be given an actual amount of power, or people may be able to come together and negate the worst of it, or we could just get plain lucky. All of that is possible. It is just extremely unlikely. Now, I can give you my best estimates, but those are going to vary wildly depending on how other people respond to the crisis at hand. We are going to see major price increases of essentially all oil products across the board sooner or later. Now, while we have seen some of that, we have not seen the full effect of that for a few reasons. Mainly that the government is dipping into our own reserves in order to balance out the short term price of gas. And Donald Trump is lying through his fucking teeth about the situation around Iran. Both of those things have had largely the intended effect of calming the panic around the oil markets, which has kept the price increases gradual as opposed to sudden shocks. However, neither of these things are solutions to the problems because our reserves won't last forever. And also, as soon as people realize Trump has been lying the whole fucking time, the markets will stop listening to his lies and they'll just fucking crater. However, even that could be staved off if the government starts heavily subsidizing the price at the pump and other oil products. Basically, if the government pulled out all the stops, they could probably keep our general gas usage at its current level for maybe 2 to 3 years, but that's a rough number that I'm largely pulling out of my ass. But here's the thing. You do not want the government to pull out all the stops for this. Basically, every day that we don't see gas prices spiking is another day we are borrowing against our future. In other words, a crash now is bad. It is painful. People will hurt. People will die. However, a crash later is nation ending. And while that might sound nice to a lot of you who want this thing to end, you do not want it to end this way. You want to transform our country into something better. But it just crashing and fucking burning, it won't be better. Which is why we actually want to be taking more of the pain now. Trust me, it is better for all of us in the long run.